guys? Sorry if I just put my computer in the way. There, is that okay? How are you guys? We doing good? Can you yeah, okay, perfect. Can we go live? We're live. We're live. Hello, hello, hello. Hi LinkedIn. Hi actually not Instagram. Instagram needs a good plugin, right? Where we can actually go from Zoom on Instagram. Can we all just let Instagram know that they need to get up with the technology gods out there and get us live on Instagram and all of that fun stuff. But we're on LinkedIn right now. We're in Facebook groups right now. We are on YouTube right now. And of course, we're on our Hardcore Business Facebook page. So first and foremost, I want to say hello. I'm really excited about today because I want to talk to you about how emotional triggers are stopping you from taking action. Who needs to take some more action in this world? Say me. Say me. Who needs to take some more action in this world? Say me right now. Come on, let's have a humble moment. Who knows that they need to take some more rigorous action? True story. I just said to somebody on our team this morning, had this idea of well, it wasn't even an idea. Basically, a friend of mine is doing a strategy online. This is why proximity is power. Who you spend your time with matters, because my friend literally is doing a strategy online and he's brought in six high-end clients, count them, six high-end clients. He believes he'll be at 10 in the next week and a half, high-end clients on doing a strategy online that he wants to show our team how to do. And so here's what happened. And I want you to see yourself on this. I'm text messaging back and forth this morning to this person on our team. And she says, well, your friend, my friend, let's call him Jonathan, needs to, he can't get on a call with us and train us until next week. Now, again, I want you to understand proximity is power. When somebody does something successful, like success leaves clues. Do you guys know that? Put yes if you do. Success. Does everybody have a successful person in your life? Maybe you're it. Hopefully you have somebody more successful than you that hangs out with you. But success leaves clues. And so the clue that I noticed that most successful people embody is this sense of urgency. And here's the thing. I talked about this the other day. When you're nervous, my husband talked about this even this morning. He said, my son does not like to walk through the house to his bedroom. And he's probably gonna be so mad at me when he's older. When he's 16, he's gonna get mad at me. But he doesn't like to go through the house and go into his bedroom and get dressed or brush his teeth. He doesn't like to doing that. But yet, he will leave our house, go outside into the crazy world where it's a dangerous place, and he will go down to his grandmother's house. Is that like, I'll be like, where's my kid? He's gone. Right. And it's wild. And so I said to my husband, I don't know how come he has the courage to do this, go to grandma's house, versus the courage to just go to his bedroom and get dressed without us. Right. And you can imagine I push him on that. But he genuinely has something he has a fear of going and doing this. So I share this with you because my husband looked at me and he goes, well, when he goes down to grandma's, he can get on the iPad. When he goes down to grandma's, he's motivated because he knows he's going to get the win. When he goes to the bedroom, he doesn't feel like it. It feels like something he wants company on. He wants hand holding on. How many guys know that there's an area in your life right now that you're not going all in on because there's an emotional trigger somewhere that's stopping you from taking action? Can we just have a humble moment and put me in the chat? Like a humble moment. It's important. So that being said, back to my friend that like, if you take it, well, let's just do simple math. If you have a package program product that is $10,000, or maybe you're in real estate and you're selling something for $250,000 or $500,000 and you're selling a house, right? If you knew that you had a buyer or you knew that you could learn a strategy today that would generate 6 sales this month, would you wait till next month or next week to learn it? Put yes or no in the chat. True. Would you wait till next week to learn it? Yes or no in the chat. A bunch of people are putting no in the chat right now. Liars. Sorry. I'm sorry for being so direct. It's just not true. You know why I know this? Because the number one thing I see that entrepreneurs don't do is they don't take action fast enough. And they have all these great ideas on what they want to do, but they don't, even the high performers that consider themselves high performers that are not currently being coached right now. Okay, they're not currently being coached right now. There's nobody to hold you accountable to that bigger game. And so what happens is maybe you're stronger than a lot of people that you hang out with, but the challenge is that you're still not at the level that you could operate at. You need to have a humble moment right now and say, there's more in me, right? There's more in me. It's time to get more urgent. So I'm going to tell you a story, and through storytelling right now, I'm hoping to unhook you from some of the emotional triggers that could be stopping you. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to go to the on-demand mastermind. You guys on the on-demand mastermind on Zoom right now, let's celebrate. Say woohoo on the chat for on-demand mastermind. If you want to be on our on-demand mastermind, it's $30 a month. So just FYI, you can put 30 in the chat on social media, and hopefully somebody will see. We have teams watching our social media, but you never know. It's a human moment. You might need to be a little bit hungrier and send me a message and say, 30, 30, 30. I'm totally willing to spend $30 a month to be able to hot seat with you after your lives on these on-demand masterminds. So you guys on on-demand masterminds say whoop whoop in the chat. So we're excited to rock and roll on that. Okay, so I'm going to start with a story. So I have a really good friend of mine. He's actually coming to Zone Event, and I mentioned him the other day, and he helps parents educate their children around wealth. How many guys, that you were lacking on your parents really being able to show you really how wealth was built? Like they said things to you like money doesn't grow on trees. Maybe they had you do chores for getting paid. See, in our family, you don't get paid for chores, right? That you're just part of the family. You do the work, right? It's called teamwork. You just do the work. We don't get paid for that. My son gets paid for creating a business, creating an opportunity outside and over above the extra mile, outside and over above what we do as a family, right? So he gets to bring his dishes to the sink. He gets to clean his room. He gets to pick up his toys. He gets to sweep the floor. He gets to wipe the counter. Like he gets to do these things because he's part of the team. None of that, in my opinion, deserves a chore money. Because I don't want to teach him a transaction. I don't want my son to be in a transaction mentality. So my friend Scott knows all these things, right? And he knows that parents operate as the bank of parents. How many guys are parents? Put P in the chat. How many guys are parents? Put P in the chat right now. So I know all my parents, okay? So it's not intuitive to teach wealth unless you have great wealth. It's not intuitive because even the fact that we've created wealth inside of our family, I'm telling you, I need people like my friend Scott. We need people. Can we agree that we need good community around us to be able to create just extraordinary results? Like the goal is that we blow past our own parents. Am I right? Like it's like that's the goal is you need to blow past your parents. Whatever they did, that's a foundation. You need to go past that. And if you're a parent, you need to educate your kids to go past you. Well, how do you do that? Well, the school system isn't working. Right? Hate to say it, but it's not working. And so you need people like leaders to step up. How many of you guys help kids? Put kids in the chat. Like it's actually your profession in some way to help kids. Put kids in the chat. Go ahead and put kids in the chat right now. I'm giving you an opportunity to put kids in the chat right now. It's wild that somebody's at a fridge right now getting, a glass of milk when we know all the education that you shouldn't be drinking milk, right? But my point is that there's somebody at a fridge right now getting a milk when there's an opportunity to promote yourself right now by putting the word kids. If you put the word kids in the chat right now and you have a business that helps parents, or you have a business that helps kids, you should be networking right now. You should be literally sending each other a quick message. Hey, what do you do to help kids? Or hey, I work with parents. Maybe we have a partnership right now. But you know what? This proves my point that people have a lack of urgency. Do you want me to be your friend right now? Do you want me to be a coach that shows you how to create great wealth in your life? To change the family legacy of what it is that you stand for. Like your last name has an identity to it. And that identity, it's great if you're a good person, but unfortunately, when you pass away and you're at the end of your life, nobody remembers a good person. They remember how many people you impacted. You get what I'm saying? And with wealth, you impact So many people with wealth, because just by default, to create wealth, you have to help a good amount of people. You hear what I'm saying? So all you guys who put the word kids, if you have a company that you work with parents, or you have a company that you work with kids, you should have already sent messages to people. If you're sending them now, you're already too late. Okay, I want this to sink in. Because people say to me all the time, Shanda, I love Shanda On Demands. I love what you're teaching. It was so interesting. I'm like, did you do anything with it? Did you make a sale today? And there's people who do. Like, I got a message from somebody on Instagram this morning. This person knows somebody in my Mentor Me Live program. And she sent me a message this morning. And she said that there's a woman that coaches with us. Her name's Allison. And she's one of your $8,000 a month clients. And she goes, she's my best friend and she's a single mom, right? Like, I can go on and keep reading this, but she said, thank you for empowering so many people. Now, what I want to ask her is, I'm really happy for the story, but what has her best friend done, right? And if you're watching right now, best friend, who are you coaching with? Are you coming to Zone Event, right? Are you coaching with Tony Robbins or Dean Graziosi or Chalene Johnson, or what? You guys, do you guys hear what I'm saying? Like, to me, it doesn't matter who you're coaching with, as long as you are working with somebody that can hold you accountable to your greatest dreams. So my friend Scott is coming to Zone Event, and he says to me, he goes, well, first of all, I said to him, starting a business that you work with kids and you're going to do a banking app, right? So you guys know, even if you're going to go volunteer at an orphanage or with little kids, you have to get background checks. Like, there's a lot that goes into it, rightfully so. Okay. And so, but now when you're dealing with money and kids and it's never been done before, then you could imagine that's a big idea. Can we get an agreement with that? Put yes. Can we get an agreement that it took a lot of courage for my friend Scott? It took a lot of courage for my friend Scott to go after it. Can we just say yes on that, right? Even put the word Scott, and I'm going to send him this live because he doesn't know I'm going to talk about him today. But I'm inspired by Scott because it took a big idea. Scott literally has had 2 additional children since starting this banking app. He didn't have the money to fund it. How many guys need more money? Put dollar symbols in the chat right now. How many guys need more money for where everybody should be putting dollar symbols. Everybody should be putting dollar symbols in the chat, because I'm telling you, this is a mic drop. If you are growing your business at the level in which you can earn money, you are on a bad plan for scaling growth and wealth. You're on a bad plan for scaling growth and wealth. And I'm telling you, if I can shake entrepreneurs, how many guys have heard me say 50 ways to find the money? Put 50 in the chat. If you've ever heard me talk about 50 ways to find the money, put 50 in the chat. Okay, so but how many people have that 50 ways to make money on the wall? How many of you guys have actually executed on that and you've actually gotten money off that 50 ways to find the money? Let's be honest. So you know, when I'm trying to land the ship or the plane I'm trying to land right now, is if you could increase your urgency, you will demote, diffuse, you will reduce your fear. See, if you allow yourself to think about something too long, today's all about unhooking you from this trigger. If you allow yourself to think about it too long, then you won't take the action you need to create the result. And what happens is every day that goes by that you don't have more customers, more end-of-day revenue that I talk about, more money to be able to hire a coach or do a marketing campaign. Some of you guys already sell well. And the truth is it's time to actually expand it through, paid advertisement, but you won't do it because there's nobody there pushing you, because you're still living within the amount of money that you can actually make. You're growing at the speed in which you can make money, which by the way is too slow, because nobody ever got rich from making money. They got rich from multiplying money. You guys coming to the Zone Event. I literally sat with Pat Quinn yesterday. Who knows Pat Quinn? Put P for Pat, or just put Pat. I'm curious how many of you guys know Pat Quinn. Put Pat in the chat if you know Pat Quinn. He's probably one of the best people to go to learn how to speak. Okay, he taught my friend Pete Vargas. He's taught a lot of people how to speak, right? And so I got on the phone with Pat yesterday. Again, the power of proximity, right? The power of community. And so I got on Zoom with them last night and I walked through my opening talk for Zone Event. Because here's what I know for sure. And this was really a message from heaven. What dawned on me the other day, and I said to Pat, I said, Pat, he goes, Shanda, you get on a stage all the time and you talk, and he goes, I think you're really effective. And I was like, I know, Pat, but this Zone Event, how many of you guys have something in your life right now that's so important to you that you know that you need to hit it out of the park with? Like you have an idea from heaven. And maybe you're still working out the details, but you know that you need to stay so committed to it until you get there, like Scott in the banking app, right? And that you need to not be afraid of the big idea, the fact that there's maybe there isn't enough resources. There's no way, because where you're going, you don't have the resources to get to, because you must lean on some faith. But with faith, you always hear people talk about the power of action, but yet we work hard, and many of us have great work ethic, but we don't produce enough. Am I right? Okay, put an R in the chat if you can hear me right now, saying, yes, you're right, Shanda. You know that there's something off, but you can't really figure out how to connect it. Okay, so this is the power of proximity again. So I get on the phone with Pat yesterday on Zoom. And I said, I just heard this message from heaven. Pat's a very faith-based man. And I said, it's so important for me to open this event with the right message that sets the context of their mind, because I heard there's going to be a transfer of an anointing on the people at Zone Event. So you might think this is too wild, you're not into this, but just hear me right now. It's no different than maybe that something's going to happen and you need to attend an event, or you need to pick up the phone and call somebody that you're thinking about. I know everybody's had a moment like that, right? You guys have all had a moment like that, where it's like, that you need to show up somewhere. And so when you're obedient and you do it, like a miracle appears, where you're just like, your faith goes so much deeper. So I said to Pat, I said, I need your help, my friend, because when I speak and open up Zone Event, when I speak, I need to be able to open up people's minds so that the anointing takes grip. And if you don't know what an anointing is, it's a blessing. It's a blessing that allows you to be in a position that you cannot mess it up. Like it's like you getting supercharged on your ability to speak your message, to lead hundreds and thousands. And some of you guys are going to lead millions of people over the next 2 years. And so to be able to do that, it's not just on your pure grit and will. It's yes, you work hard, but it's actually, there's a favor. And if you listen and study people like Richard Branson or some of the greats, you hear things like, I got lucky. I was in the right place at the right time. So many of you guys, I feel, you're in a break in communication, meaning that you're not in community, so the communication is broken. And so what happens is that it's almost like you're circumventing your anointing to be able to go to the next level. Now, who's hearing me right now? Who knows that this is like, you're in a break-free moment? Like you're in a break-free moment, and it should have happened this year, but something blocked it. Like you knew at the beginning of this year, you're on the right path, but for some reason, it's almost like you go unconscious and you forget what you're doing here. It's like you go unconscious and you're like, I don't know why I'm not, like, it's just not completely coming together. And hopefully you know that you are the block. Right? Hopefully you know that you are the block. So I'm going to go back to this sense of urgency, and I'm going to end this live on this. How many of you guys are in the health or weight loss, gut health? Put health in the chat. You're in the health industry, right? Health, gut health, functional medicine doctor, fertility doctor, you're a nurse, you're a holistic practitioner, you're in weight loss, something like that. Put health in the chat. Okay, so I'm looking right now. Okay, so there's a lot of you, right? There's a lot of you that put that in the chat. So my question is, I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you didn't send a message to someone in the health industry to partner right now, I'm going to tell you, you're too slow. And I'm telling you that because I already primed that with the kids. And I just talked for 21 minutes about the importance of urgency. And people are missing money. Somebody put missing money. There's so much missed opportunity and missed money. And there's a reason why I used to think it was 2,000 times, but it's actually 4,000 times in credit to Mr. Ramsey, right? But the Bible has talked about money and wealth 4,000 times. More than faith, more than prayer, more than action. But yet somehow we all believe, and we all want more money, but we haven't taken authority over it. If you're in a position right now that you need help with your urgency, I'm telling you, you don't need another big idea. There's an idea percolating in you right now that if you just sat down today and journaled it out, you'd see it. If you weren't worried about yourself, you weren't worried about even making money, but you actually thought, I want to expand this big idea. I'm going to tell you, many of you guys have had lots of big ideas, multi-million-dollar big ideas throughout your life. And the lack of urgency and accountability is what has stolen your ability to be able to receive that into your family. And so I say to people, when somebody says, Shanda, what makes your programs different? Now you need to write that word down. What makes you different? What makes you different? Because in every story, in every contemplation for somebody to work with you, they go from here's what the industry does, here's what your field does, and here's what you do differently. This is what makes you unique, your unique proposition. Now, there's nothing, if you drop into strategic, like mind thinking, you'll miss the heart. You need to notice what's missing in the industry. Here's what I know for sure. Every business event that is in our industry for building businesses has a lot of big ideas. There's a lot of incredible speakers that you cannot touch, right? There's the Jesse Itzlers, there's who's one of my favorite speakers and an incredible human being. But there's, Ryan Dice, there's, Gary Vee, there's all these amazing people who can teach you how to build a business. And they have amazing ideas that work. But the challenge is we have an action problem. What makes hardcore business different than other companies out there, other events out there, is that we don't try and evoke more big ideas. We actually focus on action. How many of you guys like that? Put me, right? We actually focus on action. And so instead of focusing on just big ideas, we realize that you don't have a shortage of a dial-up of great ideas. You've had multi-million-dollar ideas all over you throughout your life, but yet you haven't taken action on it. So you guys who are coming to the Zone event, I'm telling you, you're going to take action. You guys who already coach with us, we have over 72% of our clients each and every single quarter getting their results. And people still ask me, Shanda, is it a risk if I come to your events? Is it a risk if I can hire you to do your leadership program, your business program? I'm like, oh my gosh, like what more certainty do you need? The challenge doesn't come down to, is it a risk to work with us? Now you need to look at that for you. The challenge comes down to the fact that you haven't taken action urgently enough and rigorously enough. And that's why you're second guessing yourself. That's why the spirit of delay is coming in. So I want to tell you guys, we're down to our last final days of Zone event, hotel rooms, spots in the room. I don't have a link right now, but I want to give people a golden ticket, which is a discounted ticket. I want to do it for today. If you're not coming to Zone event and you want to put the word gold in the chat, or maybe you're coming and you want to bring somebody with you, put the word gold in the chat. And what we'll do is we'll send you a golden ticket link to be able to come with us to Zone event. And we're going to show you how to take action. Because here's what I know for sure, that most of us were not born into a family. We have spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends, friends that really cannot give us the urgency coaching that we need to take action. In fact, many of you guys have people in your life that cheerlead you and love you, but the truth is that they're losing confidence in you. And when they lose confidence in you, it starts to wreak havoc on your ability to be able to take action. So it's almost like it puts an additional weight on your idea, so you can't drag it to take action. So I want to show you that your $1 million idea can come true. I want to show you that there's nothing wrong with you. And I want to show you that I've identified the problem. And the thing is that hardcore flies under the radar a lot. Hardcore Business is our company. It flies under the radar a lot because when everybody focused on getting famous, I focused on getting rich. And so the disadvantage of that is that some of you guys have no idea what you're missing. And if you're not taking action fast enough, when I put kids and you have a company with kids, and I put health and you have a company with health, if you did not immediately message people and you know whether you did or didn't, there's a lack of urgency. And that, my friends, there's nobody on the planet that can coach you better than me at that concept. I can get you into action. I can release you from your fears. And I can do that at my last event of the year, which is Zone Event. We have ascension plans being done, which means you're going to look at what do I focus on for the next 12 months that I know that if I focus on that, like I have things in my life that I know, if I focus on that, that I will generate financial freedom and impact. And I know that I can discover that with you if you can come into the room at Zone Event. So if you have big ideas, but you've had an execution problem and you want to come to Zone Event, put the word gold in the chat. Somebody will send you a message to be able to bring you to the Zone Event and give you a discounted ticket. And we are in the final days, my friends. And that Zone Event room will be completely full. Will you be there? I will see you tomorrow on Shanda On Demand. I hope today was a really great message. I hope that through our storytelling, you were able to unhook yourself or see what's missing, because there's nothing worse than banging your head against the wall and knowing that you need to do something different, but not being able to get yourself into action. You hear what I'm saying? So my friend Scott, and I'll end my story like this. My friend Scott had a big idea, but he had people around him to help him take action. He had no money to be able to start the world's first banking app for kids. He had no proof it was going to work. Then Kevin Harrington came behind him. Power, proximity, and community. You're not in a good community, and your community is people educating you on how to take action in the middle class. You ain't getting anywhere fast, and you already know that because your life is proof of that, right? If you need to break free, like I knew I needed to break free, like Scott knew he needed to break free, we needed to take any idea and we needed to get around people that could help us refine that idea and then take action. The money is completely accessible. The marketing strategy is completely accessible. It's called a freedom funnel. We're going to teach that at Zone Event. Okay. The sales strategy is completely replicatable. My point is it's not brain surgery to make a lot of money. And that money has authority with it. And that authority touches everything that you love. And maybe you don't have a great need for financial freedom right now. You will. At some point, something will break in your life and you will need to pay the bill. And it is our responsibility to put ourselves in a position where we can pay the bill. I want to show you how to pay the bill at Zone Event. If for some reason somebody doesn't contact you on a golden ticket, then here's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you, go buy a retail ticket. Go to thezoneevent.com. Buy a ticket for $400. Just get in the room. It's end of November 28th, 29th, and 30th in Austin, Texas. Just get in the room. Get in the room. Put yourself in a position where you know exactly what to focus on next year, and don't underestimate the power of being in the right community. All right, my friends, I'm going to send you so much love. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to go create Zone videos now for the opening talk at Zone Event, and I'm going to go do what it takes to be able to open up that room for the anointing to pass. I hope to see you there. Bye, guys. Keith, you can take me offline.
Stay here. You're in the on-demand mastermind.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, so can I move my computer over here because I need to look at them a little bit?
Ben has to stop the live stream. He's host.
What?
Ben has to stop live stream because he's host. Only the host.
He might want to catch some video off his computer.
You're still live, Shanda.
I'm recording off of a separate thing.
Say that again.
I'm recording on a separate device.
Oh, okay, so you can stop the live. Oh, perfect, great. Oh, they're saying, so hi everybody. We're stopping the live stream now.